I walked over carrying 2 bowls of noodles, only to hear a female customer sneer with disgust, telling her son that if he didn't study hard, he'd end up doing hard labor like me. But right after she finished speaking, the store's TV suddenly broadcast. Breaking news: I had just scored full marks and ranked first in the entire country. The woman froze on the spot. Not long after, 2 principals arrived outside the shop, one from Meet Abroad, the other from a top domestic university. Without hesitation, I chose the university in my home country. The foreign principal couldn't understand why I'd make that choice. They could offer me the best resources and connections, but I told her I study to make my country stronger. I held the admission letter in my hands. I was filled with excitement. Finally, I hadn't let my teacher down after all these years. But before I could share the good news, I got a call saying my teacher had fallen seriously. I rushed to the hospital, only to hear from my junior that he had ALS. From now on, he'd be bedridden for the rest of his life. Looking at this man who was both a mentor and a father, I felt like my heart was being torn apart. If he hadn't taken me in from the streets years ago, taught me how to read and how to live, I would have died long ago. Now that he was this sick, he only wanted to give up school and go work to earn money for his treatment. But when he found out, he flew into a rage, yelling that I had studied for years just for this moment, and if I didn't go to school, I should stop calling him my teacher. He was so furious he started coughing up blood. I was heartbroken, but all I could say was that my family could only afford tuition for one. So I suggested the opportunity, go to my junior instead, but the thoughtful girl insisted I go, saying she would stay behind to take care of her father. I left. I silently swore I would make something of myself and repay my teacher's kindness. 6 years passed in a flash. I hadn't contacted home once during that time. My teacher's condition worsened day by day. He thought about me constantly, unaware that during those 6 years, I had successfully developed a cure for ALS and received a billion yuan reward from the government. Now that the confidentiality agreement had ended, I could finally bring the medicine home to repay him. Meanwhile, my junior saw the news about the cure on TV. She was thrilled, thinking her father finally had hope. But when she heard the price was 200,000, she fell into despair again, because their family had long been penniless. So she pushed her father to a thank you banquet thrown by old classmate, shopping for a stroke of luck. But the moment they arrived, they were mocked by everyone there. People even sneered at her for bringing a half-dead man to a celebration. My junior bravely said she was there to borrow money for her father's treatment, but the classmates all made excuses about having no money. Then the waiter announced that their 2 million yuan deluxe feast was ready. My junior furiously asked why they could spend millions on food, but not save a dying teacher. Not only did they show no guilt, they even laughed harder and called security to throw them out. Just then, I finally arrived with a gift in hand. Seeing my teacher, humiliated, tears streamed down my face, but to my surprise, my junior slapped me hard the moment she saw me, demanding to know why I disappeared for 6 whole years, not even making a single phone call. When her father was sick, he wished so badly to see me once more. A spoiled rich kid sneered, saying I probably failed in life and didn't dare come back. But the truth was, I was already a billionaire, and I had brought back the world's first cure for Alsace. Others began presenting their thank you gifts, mocking that I'd have nothing to offer in this lifetime. I simply